Hey, it's me, Dave Campagna here. Just wanted to let you know I'm headed on over to the Willow Glen Tour brokers meeting. So it will get you some insight as to what the real estate agents get to see on a weekly basis. So when we get into the meeting, we'll have Mike talking about what happened in the last week in regards to what has happened in Willow Glen for real estate, of what's gone pending and such. And then I'm actually get a chance to get on the microphone and talk about the statistics and let you know how housing prices are doing, what the average count is, days on market, things like that. And then we toss it on over to Monica. She's going to go ahead and interview the crowd and find out what's not yet on the market, so you can find out about the up and coming listings. So I hope you can stay tuned in and watch this and kind of get an insight to the Willow Glen market and what the real estate agents are doing at the secret meeting. So be quiet, it's coming on up. Don't let anybody know you're here, but enjoy.
Welcome to Thursday's tour group. As we get started in another week of real estate, a couple of things. We've got a message up on the big board up here. Never be afraid to try something new, because life gets boring when you stay within the limits of what you already know. All right, so let's look at what we're talking about with real estate this week. Our sales numbers really jumped up to 25. That's with the scrubbing of taking out the ones that went from 3 to 4, status 3 to 4. But the count dropped to 61. We've been hovering in the 60s for, what do you mean, about 3-4 weeks so? So the numbers are starting to slowly creep up. When you look at what's sold, Willow Street at $2.3 million is on the market for 97 days. Dry Creek Road at $1.9 million was on for 339 days. And as you go down the list, the single-digit sales, I think there were 11. Of the 25, 11 of them sold in less than 10 days, which is pretty amazing. As we go through that list, Camino Pablo, Cottle, Jonathan, Fairview, Dry Creek. Dry Creek's been hot. We've got 3 sales in the last 2 weeks on that one. Park Royal, Harris, Britton, Markham, Crescent, Alberta, Roycott, Curtis, Willow Glen, Iris Court, which sold again because it had fallen out and came back on the market. Hollywood Park K, Garrick Sassman and Monica Farnsworth, congratulations on that. Good job. Gary held that open, found a buyer coming through the door, correct? Way to do an open house, Gary. Good job.
Thank you, Gary. All
right. After that, we got Telfer, which fell out of contract and went back in on another buyer. Edgewood, Parquet, Westgate, Pasco, and Jerome. And as we know, when we see there's already 2 on here that TFT'd and came back on the market, stay in touch with that agent. Be more than happy to do a backup offer. And you know there's a separate form in the CAR contracts for a backup offer to make it official. Because there's a lot of times when we say, yeah, I'll be the backup, and it's just an agreement, a gentleman's agreement, or what do you want to say on a verbal. And reality is you should have that backup agreement signed. So if it does hit the market, you go, hey, I'm your first choice. Let's see if we can put this together. So with that, let's look at, wait a minute. You know what? We got somebody in the room today that I want to say hello to and asked if he could say something really quick. RC, are you here? Good to see you, buddy. What do you want to say?
I want to say thank you for the cards and letters, and thank you for the visitors that have come and seen me. This is my first meeting this year. I can't believe it, but this is the best group. And Mike and Monica have done a fabulous job, you guys. Fabulous.
Yay.
All right, RC, thank you for that. You know, RC and John started this tour about 14 years ago. And it was a small group of people, just 4 got together in a car, went out on a Thursday and said, let's go look and see what's out there for sale. And look what you've accomplished, RC. You've done a great job. Congratulations. So now let's see what we're going to look at today. Bob, good to see you. You're first. So Bob, you want to talk about Thunderbird?
Thunderbird, real special property. It's on a quiet cul-de-sac, 17,000 square foot lot. Has a hockey rink, sport court used as a hockey rink, a pool, spa, and plenty of space in the backyard. 1 story, 2,800 square feet, hardwood floors, and price of $1,499. Thank you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Julie Davis with McBain.
McBain is the perfect lot. It's an 11,000 square foot lot with a 1,766 square foot house You could easily add another 1,000 square feet to the house and not disrupt any of the landscape. It's owned by someone who owns a landscaping company, so it's got over $50,000 valued in landscaping. It's incredibly private. Remodel, live in it as is, or tear down. It's priced at $1.05 million.
Do you want me to talk about both?
Go ahead and talk about both of them.
Okay, so 1661 Mulberry Lane. 1661 Mulberry Lane is a fabulous property. It's 3,200 square feet. It's on an 11,340 square foot lot. It's 4 bedrooms, a large office, 3 baths. It needs a little TLC. Backyard hasn't been developed at all, but it's a fabulous property. Just, update the baths, update the kitchen, and you're on a multi-million-dollar street. It's fabulous. 1845 Newport is Tom Brownie Construction, built in 2007. It's a fabulous home. It's on in the horrible blues on the MLS, but my clients took my advice, and this week they've had everything painted. The blue is gone. Their contemporary furniture is out. It's traditional and gorgeous. 4 bedrooms. How many bedrooms do we have there? 5 bedrooms, 4 baths.
It's growing.
Thank you. Fabulous. You'll see it today.
1516 Cherry Garden Lane. It's a beautiful house, a very nice street. It's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. It's 27 square feet. The lot is 8140. Hardwood floors throughout. It's very open, very bright, very nice backyard. And it's priced to sell $1,099,000. My number is 408-888-7800. Come by, there's some fresh home baked cookies.
Lennon.
So Linden Way, it's a really darling 3-bedroom, 1-bath house on the corner of Linden and Newport. It has hardwood floors throughout the living area, dining area, and all the bedrooms, but there's only 1 bedroom that the floors are showing. We pull up the carpet in one of the rooms so you could see it, so definitely check that out. There's been a lot of talk about what you could do to the house to make it a 3-2 without actually adding anything on, so we can talk about that when we get to it, and we're gonna have food. I promise food, so there'll be food there.
Get a seat, now's the time. All right, Marianne, congratulations on this listing. I know people have been looking at it for a long time, so tell us about that one.
It's a unique piece of property. It's 2 flag lots. The parcel originally belonged to the Drysdale estate, and it went from Lupton to Newport. It has been divided into 3 parcels. The cellar in the front house is remaining. So the center parcel is just a vacant lot. And then the back house is 2,820 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. The unique thing about the house is it has a full basement and a driveway ramp going down so you can drive under the basement. So Joe Polifroni said, oops, that's good for my cars. So anyway, we're asking 2.5 for the entire parcel, or 2 parcels. And we want to sell them concurrently because some of the utilities for the back house are running across the vacant lot.
All right, talk about Glen Area.
1313 Glen Area. It's along the creek. It's a huge house, 5 bedroom, 4 bath. It's beautiful. It's owned by a developer who took it down to foundation in 2008, and the market wasn't very good, so it's been rented. It's beautiful, staged, ready to show, vacant. And see it on tour.
All right, Chrissy, thank you. Last but not least, Carolyn Avenue with Chris. Chris, how are you?
Good, thanks.
You want to talk about Carolyn?
Hi, thank you. Good morning. Carolyn Avenue is built in 2006. It's almost 3,800 square feet, 5 bedrooms, nicely staged, high-end finishes. It does have a full basement. There's an extensive theater room downstairs. It's quite enjoyable. So look forward to showing it to you today. Thanks.
All right, Dave, you got some stats for us? Thank you, Dave.
I sure do. Thanks, Mike. And we can put our attention back on over here to the screen so we can talk about what's happening for the last week. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at that front page and go, hey, what did all that add up to and average out at? So it averaged out at 1.102,058. So compared to last year, this week we were at 766, and to kind of round that out to let you know, is that good, is that bad? We do a 12-week average. So the 12-week average is coming up right now, 930 for this year versus 782 last year. And if you wanted to know what the percentage of that difference is that the year over year on that 12-week average, about 19% up. So some good numbers there for home values in regards to things. As we move away from dollars, we work our way into units. As you saw on the front of the page for this week, we were at the 25 versus 31 last year. So we had a couple gangbuster weeks in a row for last year, and the good news is we're getting close to it this year as well with 25. And to look at the 12-week average of that, for this year we're at 19, last year we're at 27. So obviously 25 is a big pop up compared to where we were. As we move away from our average units, the next thing that we're going to go ahead and talk about is our count. And as Mike said, the count's been hovering right around that 60 mark. So we're at 61 this week versus 67 last week. So we only have a differential there of only 6 units. So, not much differential. I'll be giving you the 2011 numbers soon. I just wasn't tracking it that far back in 2011. So that we can really kind of see how much we've dropped over time. But we're basically seeing throughout the entire county, not just Willow Glen, where the numbers are matching and sometimes exceeding last year in regards to where we are with count. Now to look at the 12-week average, kind of tell the real story. We're at 59 for this year, so 61 just to pop a little bit above that. And if you look at last year, it was at 83. So as you can see that the count continued to drop. It was a couple months ago when we were at 100 for last year for 2012, and it never got back up there in 2012. So hopefully in 2013 we'll bring on some more properties on the market so we can have a little bit less bidding wars going on. The days on market, as Mike talked about, it was interesting to see that we did have some of them that were on the market for quite a long time, and we're just kind of burning through just about everything that's out there because there is just a lack of inventory. So the average is 39 days this week, and the same thing happened last week where we had a property that was on for over 300 days, and we had the same thing this week as well. 47 was the average last year, so as you can see, the 2012 numbers are starting to catch up. Our 12-week average really tells the story, though, because when you look at it, we're at 24 for this week, and the 12-week average for this year, and for 2012 we were at 55. Now that you know what's going on in Willow Glen, I thought I'd talk about what I like to call the greater San Jose area. That's areas 1 through 23, which would be your Gilroy, Morgan Hill, all the way up through Sunnyvale, Santa Clara, Cupertino, that kind of thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to compare 2013 to 2012, just like we've been doing. But now we're going to add in the PUDs because the other ones were just single families. So if we look at it, we're at 1288 this week for where we're at for a count. And by the way, that's up 80 units. We were up 70 units last week too. So we are definitely bringing on inventory. Look at that differential number. It's only 204. I mean, that differential number used to be huge, and now it's continuing to shrink as we get closer and closer together. When we look at our pendings, that number is also getting closer together as well. We're at 2167 this week for our pendings versus last year when we were at 3582, or for a difference of about 1400. We were only up 19 in regards to the pendings this week. Last week we were only up 7, so as you can tell, we bring on 80, we only sell 20. Our inventory is going to continue to grow. And you're really going to see it in the next stat that comes up, and that is in regards to the percentage of what's in contract. Our class 1s were at 61.7%. So it used to be that we were about a third of the inventory was available. Now we're getting closer to 40% of the inventory is available in regards to, this is my favorite stat, something the buyer can really relate to. As they're driving down the street, they see a for sale sign, 40% of the time they can make an offer now, where it used to be about a third of the time they can make an offer on the property because it wasn't pending. But the biggest thing is the class 2s. They've dropped to 65%. Now they had been running in the 70 to 75% range. Last week we were at 69. We dropped 4% in regards to the percentage of what's in contract for our class 2s. So our class 2s, we must be bringing a ton of those on, and not as many are going pending on that. So make sure you price your properties well, because they are starting to sit a little bit longer and have less of them that are pending. So hopefully you found that these stats were interesting and you'd want to share them with your clients. I vow to get this onto Facebook before the weekend in case you want to show it to somebody on an open house. So the Facebook address is coming up now. It's also on the front of your tour sheet. If you're not a social user, if you're not on Facebook, you can always email me. My email address is coming up now. I'd like to turn it over to Monica and talk about Not Yet On. Thanks.
Great, thank you, Dave. Good job on those stats. Okay, good morning. Who has some new listings at Willow Glen? Over here, Lynette?
1622 Montemar, we put on the market this morning. It's 1751 square feet, 4.2.5, priced at $975, totally remodeled, and it's open all weekend. Come by and see it.
Hi everybody, I've got one coming up at 1015 Delmas. It's going to be it's a 3 1.5. It's about 1,100 square feet. We're going to be priced at just under 600,000.
It did go on the market last Friday, the brand new construction on Markham. Currently still in construction phases, but will be complete on June 25th. 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths. Going to be a beautiful home once again. $1,650,000. I do have plans available, so I can share those with clients, and if they like the plans, then I can set a time to actually get them into the house and walk through so they can see it live.
I have 1340 Coke Lane. It will be coming on the market tomorrow. I'm actually co-listing it with Larry and Guy Jouffre. It's about 3,000 square feet. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5, completely redone from the foundation up. We listed at $1,450,000. I am having a wine and cheese neighborhood preview tonight from 5 to 7. You're welcome to come in and take a sneak preview. We'll be open all weekend too. Thank you.
I have a listing with Linda Sutton, 1113 Nevada. It's the Victorian on the left side of the street on your way to Lincoln, 4,300 square feet, very special, $3,000,001. It's not on the market yet. It should be maybe by as early as Mondays, but if you want to see it or you have a client, let me know. It's got a detached garage, 2.5 car plus a little semi-cottage back there. Beautiful lot. 1113 Nevada, and it's got a sign on it.
Monica? I just put one on Minnesota, 1271 Minnesota, between Cherry and Hicks. It's $769 is the price, and 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Although the second bath is not a master, it's in the service porch area. So come see it. Price? $769.
$769, if you guys can hear that. I've got a couple of them here. Patrick and I have 1176 Settle. That will be on the market right after the weekend here. It is $1,499,000, 2,900 square feet. All new construction, really beautiful house. And then also about a week later, 1931 Cherry Avenue. That's over 3,000 square feet, and it'll be $1,649,000. And that one has a 3-car garage, big lot. It's at the end of the Foulet Court, Cherry Avenue cul-de-sac. It's the last one, so it has a nice big lot. So those will be coming on after the holiday.
Hi, I'm Nick Testa with the Serena Group. I have 2 listings, one at 1152 Topaz Avenue in San Jose. It's right off of Saratoga Avenue. It's a 4-2, 1,687 square feet on a 7,200 square foot lot. And I have another one in Los Altos that I just got last night, 581 University Avenue for $1,299,000, 6,700 square foot lot, 1-bedroom, 1-bath house.
They want to know how much is that last one?
$1,299,000.
$1,299,000.
And the first one? And the first one? $725,000.
And the first one was $725,000.
So I've got one coming up over by Country Lane Elementary on Bella Drive. So if anybody's ever seen that, it's a really beautiful 2-lane tree-lined street. It's a gorgeous house. It's 2,500 square feet on an 8,000 square foot lot, and will be coming on the market next Wednesday. Oh, $1,299,000.
2 affordable ones. One's a 1-bedroom condo on Civic Center near the on the El Camino there. It's going to be $249,000, 1-bedroom, and a home downtown San Jose on South 28th for $339,000.
What size?
It's 1,400 square feet. It'll be on next week.
Hi, just for the good of the order, in case you guys don't watch the evening news or such, Ben Bernanke was speaking yesterday, and you can just kind of watch the interest rates go up every word that left his mouth. So, that really had a major reaction in the market yesterday, so interest rates are ticked up a little bit. So any of you working with buyers right now and that were right on the fringe of what they qualified for, you better double check today, because if the rate went up an 8 to 1/4%, that debt ratio might have gone up just a little bit too much, and they're getting squeezed at both ends with housing price go up and then interest rate going up too. So double check with your favorite lender to make sure that your buyers are still qualified for what they think they are. So
thank you. Hi, I'm Cliff. We have a great little group of Toastmasters over at on Hamilton at the Keller Williams building, and we meet every Thursday, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and we would love to have you guys come over to our open house. You get lenders and realtors, you help people make huge decisions, and so the better you speak, the better you produce. Come on over. We'd love to have you. There's flyers over here on the counter.
All right, Cliff, thank you. Yeah, public speaking can be difficult, and Toastmasters is a great organization to help you overcome that, because as we speak to our clients, we want to feel confident and positive about what we're telling them. All right, so I want to thank everybody for being here today. If you want to grab something to eat, we still got some food over here. Find a friend to ride with, and we'll see you at the first house. Take care.